Hello, everyone, and welcome to the CarAlarm podcast. My name is Alex, and once again, I'm here all by myself. Gavin couldn't make it, so here I am to review SmackDown Live from August 15th, 2017. So, to start the show, Jinder Mahal comes out with a celebration for the Indian Independence Day, which apparently was Tuesday. He kind of goes on, he has some more of the dancers, and I don't know if they're a band or what, but the same people he had for his championship coronation, they kind of danced and played that little wooden thing with I don't know what it's called. It doesn't matter. And then he had a woman singing as well, the Indian national anthem. Afterwards, Shinsuke Nakamura came out while Mahal was kind of just talking on the mic to say that in Japan, it's the day they celebrate the soldiers who have died in wars. And that on Sunday, it will be SummerSlam in America. And that's when he will take the WWE Championship. And then he leaves and the segment ends. Nothing really. There's not really much, I think, investment in Mahal versus Nakamura, but there doesn't really need to be. I think Mahal's gonna lose that championship Sunday. However, later on in the night, there's a bit something jarring that I don't quite understand. I'm not gonna get into that though. I won't think about it till we get there. The next segment is a match between Becky Lynch and Natalya. Yeah, they go on for a good, I want to say 10 minutes or so. It was a fine match. Becky ends up tapping out to the sharpshooter from Natalya. And afterwards she tries to lock it in again, but Naomi ends up making a save when Carmella enters on the stage to just taunt Natalya and Naomi with her briefcase, saying that whoever wins is still a loser because they have to face Carmella with her briefcase. So, I don't think Carmella's going to be cashing in anytime soon. I hope she isn't. I don't think she should. I think you have the Money in the Bank briefcase. It's the perfect excuse for a really long-term story. Rollins waited till WrestleMania to cash in his. Sheamus waited till TLC. Baron Corbin, and then Carmella should, I think, wait for at least a few months, not necessarily too long. Next up, we have Rusev versus Chad Gable, a rematch from last week, I believe. They don't do much, a couple of moves, and then they head to the outside where Rusev starts ramming Chad Gable into the steel steps, then throws him over the announce table, and the two start, or I should say Rusev really just starts beating more on Chad Gable, and the match ends in a double countout. Rusev locks in the accolade on Chad Gable on top of the announce table, to do more damage, before he throws him down and walks in the ring, only to receive an RKO out of nowhere from Randy Orton. So, once again, I'm not really invested in Orton and Rusev. I think a lot of the matches on SmackDown Live were kind of thrown together last minute. Specifically, Mahal and Nakamura, which, now that's fine. It's a championship match. You had people fighting for the title all the way up to it. You have number one contender. But story-wise, I don't really care about those two characters fighting each other. I just want to see Shinsuke Nakamura get a championship. But Cena and Corbin, not much going on there. More than Orton and Rusev, for sure, but still not much. The next segment we have is AJ Styles, who is advertised to come out and apologize to Shane McMahon. Before AJ could apologize, Shane says that there is no reason for an apology. that if AJ puts his hands on Shane again, he's going to put his hands right back on him. Now, there's two ways you can take this. You can take it the obvious, provocative way, or Shane McMahon's a referee that'll fight back, that's at least interesting. That's good. I think. Afterwards, Kevin Owens comes out. And he says that if he collides with Shane McMahon in any way Sunday, it would be by an accident, and that he's happy Shane McMahon will be the ref because it will be called straight down the middle, meaning that Kevin Owens will get his championship back. He offers to shake Shane McMahon's hand, but Shane says that it's not the best place, and that professionally he doesn't think he should shake Owens' hand. So he tells him to shake AJ's. AJ denies it, and the two kind of start pushing and shoving each other, where AJ goes for a right hand, misses, and Shane McMahon catches his arm. They kind of stand there for a second, kind of square dancing a little bit, before Kevin Owens goes for a super kick, aiming at AJ, presumably, when AJ dodges, and it hits Shane McMahon right in the face, knocking him down, and AJ and Owens kind of stand around, looking at a dropped Shane to end the segment. AJ smiling, of course. I hope they let, and I don't know why they wouldn't, I'm sure they will let Kevin Owens and AJ Styles go for a good 25 minutes, I think. Just have the best match that they can have to their ability. That would be great. And Shane McMahon is the guest ref. I know something's probably going to happen. It probably won't go down completely clean. At least, not necessarily not clean, but something will happen mid-match. Shane will be involved, if not in the finish, somehow in the middle of the match, I think. And I'm fine with that. We've seen Owens and Styles have clean matches several times, so I don't really need it too much. Next match is the New Day versus the Usos. Just kind of a no-reason match for the night. New Day comes out and they kind of cut a promo about how Usos aren't really ready to fight the New Day, but it's going to happen anyway. Speaking of the Usos, I'm a little skeptical about SummerSlam because they got a clean win over the New Day here by pinning Kofi Kingston after a double super kick, Young Bucks style. But I'm not sure. I don't think they're gonna win the SmackDown Tag Team Championships at SummerSlam. But if they do, I don't really have a problem with it. New Day, they're great, but I think the Usos are kind of hotter right now. Honestly, because of the rap battle, and I still think that's a little bit lingering. I think they'll have a good match. I don't know why they did this from SmackDown. I don't know what the purpose of this was. Unless the Usos are just going to lose Sunday, and they wanted to make them look strong before then. Anyway, next we have my favorite segment, Fashion Peaks. So the opening shot is a pan from the posters, or their usual bulletin board, down to Fandango, who's speaking into his phone, saying he got abducted by aliens and that they mentally probed him. Mentally probed him. No other kind of probing, they mentally probed him. Don't get it confused. Tyler Breeze shows up and asks Fandango why he's speaking into his phone instead of him, because he's standing right there the whole time. And I'm sure Tyler Breeze is dressed as someone. He had like a red polo shirt with no sleeves and medium length hair, blonde wig, which I don't really think he needed because that's kind of his hair already. But he shows up and he asks Fandango why he's talking into that mic, and Fandango says he has a space rock. The aliens left in his back pocket. Nowhere else. Left it in his back pocket. The rock can tell the future, and he's going to throw it to help find the culprit who attacked them. So he throws it, and it ends up hitting Connor of the Ascension right on the head. But they say they're just back to return the pie from last week because it tastes terrible. The Ascensions say that they live gluten-free lifestyle. As Breezango searches through the pie for any kind of clues, they find gluten, they find a Band-Aid, ended up finding a note, a small note that just said 2B, the number 2 spelled out, and then a big capital letter B. And that ends the segment as they try to figure out what that means. So I think Fashion Peaks is always going to be my favorite of SmackDown Live, as usual. It just feels so creatively free, and I love that. I think it all should really feel like that. It can be serious. You can creatively be serious. Breezango could be serious if they wanted to, I'm sure, but it just feels like they're really having fun, and I like that a lot. I know I say it every week, but it feels really good. Next up is the main event, kind of a quick one this week. John Cena versus Jinder Mahal. They have a good 10-minute or so, I think, match. Nothing too much. It's just, you could probably play it out yourself. Just imagine it. Play it in the game, and that was basically it. But Cena ends up going for a super attitude adjustment, which is from the second rope, and he ends up hitting it. He goes for the cover on Jinder Mahal, but Baron Corbin slides in the ring and hits John Cena over the head, breaking up the pin and costing John Cena the match. Or excuse me, Jinder Mahal the match. So afterwards, Baron Corbin hits John Cena with the briefcase, and he decides he's going to cash in the Money in the Bank briefcase. Now he does this, Mahal gets to his feet, the bell rings, but just before Corbin goes on the attack of Jinder Mahal, John Cena jumps on the apron, Corbin knocks him down, but while his back's turned, Jinder Mahal, schoolboy, rolls up Baron Corbin and gets the 1-2-3 to completely waste Baron Corbin's Money in the Bank briefcase. It's been 2 months, I think. Corbin has had that briefcase, if that. He wanted that Money in the Bank. So why you would have him cash it in and especially lose it, I have no idea. Why would he lose to a schoolboy without even wrestling in the entire night? I also don't know. The rope was right next to him. He could have reached for that. I'd like to think, of course they did it for a reason. Corbin's going to get that championship somehow, eventually. But is this just them bailing out on Corbin? Did they just not... They just didn't want to do it anymore? They just... we put the briefcase on Corbin, but nah, I don't think he's really our top guy anymore. Let's take that off of him. Let's backtrack. It doesn't work that way. You can't just backtrack like that. If you're going to have Corbin cash in, let him win the championship. If he doesn't win the championship, let it be some reasonable thing. Not just a little minor distraction in the schoolboy. He didn't even have to hit John Cena. He could have knocked down Mahal and probably just pinned him. I don't know. I don't know, really. I like to think, like I said, that they're gonna redeem themselves. They have a reason for this. But even if Mahal clean wins Cena at SummerSlam, which I don't think will happen, he just lost to Nakamura. I can't see Corbin, coming back after this, really, in the championship scene or otherwise. It just seems like I don't want to say stupid, because I feel like I should see the fallout before I say it's a really dumb decision and they shouldn't have done it. That's what I feel right now, but I know in my head that I should wait a bit. But jarring, I think, is a word to describe it initially. We'll see come SummerSlam. I guess everything that goes down. because his briefcase is gone. He's not getting that back. He cashed it in, and the bell rang, he lost it. It's gone, just like Sandow, just like Cena. Briefcase did not get cashed in successfully. But this, however, was probably the worst way. Alright, well, I guess that's going to do it for this episode. I know it's kind of a short one. You can follow us on Twitter at CarAlarm Podcast, and you can follow us on Facebook. Type in Sounding Car Alarm in the search bar at the top. Like us, follow us, all that good stuff. Thanks for watching. Peace out. We are CarAlarm.